All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon once more again. You're welcome to ARM Added Advantage webinar on MREIF and Elysia. So we're going to start why others are joining the call. We've waited for 5 minutes for people to join. So thank you for your patience waiting. So we're here to talk about the ARM Added Advantage. Our guest speaker is Mr. Raphael Imionu, the Regional Manager of Lagos, ARM Investment Managers Lagos, while we have Louis Efakokwiri. He is the investment analyst here in Port Harcourt. Um, while we talk about the added advantage, we're going to look at give you a little overview of ARM as a group. ARM was founded in 1994. ARM is a leading Nigerian diversified financial service firm with primary interest in traditional asset management in real estate and specialized funds across major sectors. Our managed assets, we managed over 1.35 trillion group fund under management. We have over 350 employees. We also have over 150,000 individual customers in the group. Our fund manager rating is AA by Augusto and Co. and GCR. You can also see ISO certification. So I say welcome once more to the section. I'm going to introduce Mr. Raphael to continue from where I stopped. Thank you.
Thank you, Blessing. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. We thank you for taking our time to join us this afternoon to listen to these initiatives that we believe that you'll find interesting and possibly speak to us more on how you can be involved after this session this afternoon. Very quickly, I'll be speaking to you about these two initiatives. The first is MREIF, what we call MREIF today, which is in partnership with Ministry of Finance Incorporated. As fund managers to the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, we initiated this program in April 2025. It's a program that is expected to help Nigerians to reduce the deficit in the housing space from the 22 million units that we heard about today from Estate Intel. So it's no news that Nigeria is suffering from a shortage of housing, and looking at the rapid urbanization and the fast-growing population that is happening in the country, we thought that this initiative would help. And the federal government is also eager, to intervene in this real estate sector by providing a sustainable platform, that would help Nigerians to access mortgage, low-cost mortgage, and a long-term low-cost mortgage financing scale for Nigerians, essentially. So what you then find is that we came together with the Ministry of Finance Incorporated and then initiate this opportunity. So we're fund managers to the program. The Ministry of Finance is called the Ministry of Finance Real Estate Investment Fund, which is MREIF. That's what we call it today. Ministry of Finance Incorporated, on the other hand, is an entity under the Ministry of Finance itself, and they're tasked with ensuring that the challenges within the economy are being they're providing solutions to challenges within the economy. And one of those challenges that they've picked, please go back to the previous slide, please. And one of the challenges that they've picked is housing. So that's what we've partnered with them today we partnered with them and we launched in April to try to resolve. Now, this initiative is to solve the problem with the housing deficit, provide long-term mortgage to Nigerians at 9.75%, with 10% equity contribution, and allow them to pay back over a period of 20 years. What we're trying to do is to also support the demand side and the supply side. Now, the demand side is you and I trying to acquire homes. supply side are developers, that are also trying to get people to purchase from them. So on the demand side, we're providing that mortgage, as I mentioned earlier. And then on the supply side is to also provide offtake guarantee to developers, which will enable them to have easy access to construction finance at the banks. Now, what we've done to make this easy and interesting is to provide a platform, which today you can access through www.mreif.com.ng. Now, on that platform, you will be able to register. You'll be able to register. You'll be able to attempt the eligibility test. From there, you'll be able to select a home of your choice. And then from there, you'll be able to engage whoever is providing that home of your choice. And if you don't find a home of your choice on that platform, you have the room to also get a home of your choice and upload on the site, get an offer letter, proceed to meet the eligible financial institutions that we're working with. I mean, we have about 9 of them. We'll show you that list as we move on with the presentation. And then from there, you provide the necessary documents to these institutions, and then they'll disburse to whoever is providing the home for you. It's a 1 trillion naira project, like I mentioned earlier, and the first tranche is a 250 billion, which we're currently disbursing to different people that have completed the process. And interestingly, the process so far hasn't been more than a month, for people to get the funding, and then they move into their homes. Next slide, Louis. So I think I've sort of spoken about this, so we can move to the next slide. Okay, spoken about the process as well. Move on to the next slide. Let's just keep so that because of time. Yes, we've spoken about this as well. So, I mean, these are the eligible documents that are required. It's open to Nigerians, both locally and in the diaspora. So applicants must be a Nigerian. You must meet specific income and credit criteria when you carry out the eligibility test. Documentation can be submitted, and application process must be completed. Verifiable source of income, 10% minimum equity contribution, valid offer letter from the person providing the property, and these are all of the things that would be required of you, to be able to access the mortgage. Again, let me just mention here that if you cannot, I mean, you can also access 25% from your retirement savings account with your pension fund administrator to make up for the equity contribution, which is 10%. That's what the equity contribution is. So you can also access that 25% to make up for that 10% equity contribution. The benefits of this program today to intended owners: first is to access long-term low-cost mortgage at low interest for up to 20 years. Opportunity to scale home ownership through real estate and construction sectors, bringing together home buyers and sellers to provide a bridge to connect, demand and supply side. Seamless end-to-end application, which is what we've provided on the digital platform. You can apply for 25% from your retirement savings account to balance up your equity contribution, which I mentioned is just 10%. And then we have a wide range of eligible financial institutions that we're currently working with. 9 at the moment has been approved, and we'll show you those 9 as we carry on with the presentation. So like I mentioned, there's a platform. This is just to show you how the platform works. And then if you go to slide 20 is where we have the list of institutions that have been approved. So Stanbic IBTC Bank, Access Bank, Union Bank, FCMB, Providus, Wema Bank, Mortgage, AG Mortgage, Globus Bank, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, Home-Based Mortgage Bank. So there are about 10 of them right now that you can walk up to and tell them that you want to take part in the MREIF program, and you'll be able to go through all the other processes seamlessly and have the mortgage disbursed to you. Like I mentioned, we started this in April, and we've provided opportunities for close to 400 Nigerians at the moment, and we have another 400 in the pipeline. Some are sourcing for their own properties, some are waiting to pick up offer letters, some are at the documentation stage with the different EFIs. So this is real, and this is happening. It's just to also tell you that, we as a property developing organization as well, we have some opportunities, that are also listed in this MREIF program. And that's what you call Ibudo Wura, which is a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom apartment, with prices ranging on the Lekki-Epe corridor in Lagos, with prices ranging from 44 million to as high as 67 million. So from 1-bedroom to 2-bedroom is what you can purchase in that estate, which is a development by Mixter Real Estate subsidiary. I will end here for the MREIF program, and then I'll quickly talk to you about another development which we are providing as ARM in Lagos as well. It's called Elysia. We launched this opportunity in June. If you've heard about Lakowe Lakes Country Home Estate, Elysia is just right in front of it. Just about a second walk from the gate of Lakowe Lakes Country Home and Golf Estate. So talking to you about Elysia, it's a 14-hectare mixed-use development, that is strategically located along the Lagos Newtown corridor. So behind it, you have the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. And then it's expected that when the Fort Milan Bridge kicks off, there's also supposed to be an exit to this project as well. And then there's a green line, in the Lagos State Railway project. There's a green line as well that, has stations around this project as well. So there's a lot of different ways to connect to this opportunity, which also has proximity to the Dangote refinery, as well as the proposed international airport and the Pan-African University. The estate is divided into 4 different zones. You have the mixed-use zone, which is about 25,000 square meters of the estate. 16,000 square meters of the estate is the commercial zone. 65,200 square meters of the estate is the residential zone. And then you also have the green area, which is about 15,000 square meters. Now, what sets this project aside? The basic amenities that are provided, like road, power, drainage, sewage, water, security, good title, and children's play area. What enhances this opportunity as well? Street lights, landscaping, greenery, fiber, like network connection, internet connection, solar as well, pre-wired, cycling path, farmers market, crèche, nursery, shopping mart, electric vehicle charging station. The differentiators are, the yoga board, the splash pad, the gym, the cafe, the meeting room, the 20-seat cinema, the sculpted pond, and exclusive, perks that would also be provided in the estate. Infrastructure will be provided, crèche will be provided, community plaza will be provided, and the likes. What we'll also be doing in this estate to create value for people that are investing in the estate is that we will be releasing this estate in phases. The first phase, which is currently in the market, and we're almost sold out on that. And after that, the prices will be increased. At 38 plots, 34 on the residential side, 2 on the mixed-use side, 2 on the commercial side. In total, in the estate are 98 plots, but we will be releasing in phases, just like you can see on the screen. 38 is the first set, like I mentioned. 40 plots will be released in the second phase. 36 of those will be residential, 2 of those will be mixed use, 2 of those will be commercial plots. And then release 3 will then be another 20 plots, which is 12 residential, 6 mixed use, and 2 commercial plots. So currently we're selling in phase 1, and we're running out of stock already in phase 1. The strategic advantage of this opportunity is, one of the things is the profit potential. So if you look at similar opportunities that were released in our other estates, just to show you the returns and the appreciation that we've seen over the years. In Lakowe Lakes, the Golf and Country Home Estate, on the residential side, lands that were released in 2020 have appreciated about 700% to date. In Farah Park, the commercial area, lands that were released in 2020 have appreciated 400% to date. Elms Garden on the residential side, in 2023, this project was released, lands were released, and that has appreciated by 150% to date. And Elms Garden, for all you know, does not have, infrastructure. Lakaway Lakes Annex was released in 2024, and appreciation that we've seen in that estate is 70% plus. In terms of travel time, for location advantage as well, from Lakaway Lakes Golf and Country Home Estate, it's just about a minute travel time. If you come through the coastal road and if you come through the Lekki Ekpe road as well, it's just a minute travel time to this estate. From Victoria Island, if you come through the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, it's 15 minutes travel time. But if you come through the coastal road, it's 30 minutes travel time. From Lagos Business School, it's 35 minutes travel time from the express. And then it's 25 minutes from the coastal road. While from Novare Mall, which is a little after Lagos Business School, it's 40 minutes travel time to the estate and 30 minutes from using the coastal road. This is just to show you the interesting developments that are surrounding this development, this new project. The Green Line Metro, like I mentioned earlier, Dangote Refinery, Lekki Ekpe International Airport, and then the coastal road that was commissioned in May. Looking at the design, these are sort of integrated the relationship between the live, work, and play concept. So it's an estate where you can live, you can work, and you can play in terms of the way it has been designed. The product design and site location on slide 37 is just to show you the development around this 14-hectare project. And then on slide 40, we show you the sort of buildings that can sit on each of the land type, whether it's residential, commercial zone, mixed commercial zone. So on the residential zone, it's a single family dwelling unit, which can be 3 floors, and your service quarters should be integrated, and then all parking within the plot area. While on the mixed use zone, you can have 4 to 5 floors. On the ground floor, you can have a commercial use on the ground floor because this is mixed use, so you can have commercial and both residential. So it provides you with commercial spaces on the ground floor to take advantage of, different things that you might want to have on the ground floor, like food courts, like offices, while the other layers can then be residential. On the commercial use side, you can have as much as 7 floors for commercial blocks. This can be strictly office spaces, plazas, eateries, gyms, and supermarkets. So again, we mentioned that there will be recreational zone in the estate. So you have outdoor amphitheater. You have a 200-seater amphitheater. Excuse me. You have an outdoor seating area. You have an electric vehicle charging station. You have cycling path, and you have children playing area. So you would have water fountain zone in the estate as well. You have utility section as well. And then you can see the product design on slide 46. Just to show you the faces as they'll be released from slide 48, slide 49, and slide 50 shows you how we tend to release the faces in the estate. So the Lagos New Town Road, which is also connected to this estate, is a major road in the Lagos State infrastructure design. And you have the commercial zones in this estate directly facing that Lagos New Town Road. So the estate itself is at the edge of the Lagos New Town Road, which is a major road in the Lagos State network design. So this is the process of purchase. If you're interested in Elysia, we issue you an offer letter upon you showing interest in the development. Once you accept the offer letter, we'll provide you with application forms to complete. When you complete the application form, you provide us with a valid ID, utility bill, passport photograph, and if it's corporate, you provide us your registration document for the organization. You submit the application form, and then you make payment, and then we create you on our customer relationship management system. The price for Elysia is 350,000 naira per square meters, and the plots are from 600 square meters. So you have 600 square meters, you have 900 square meters, you have 1,200 square meters. So that's essentially what this interesting project is all about. If you have questions, I think it's a good time for us to pause and begin to take your questions on both the MREIF initiative. Don't forget that we've spoken about two separate initiatives this afternoon. MREIF is one, which is the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund to support mortgage, low-cost mortgage for long-term. And then the Elysia is another project in our premium development, real estate development in Lagos, just by Lakawe Lakes, the golf course country home estate here in Lagos. So if you love Lakawe Lakes, if you've been to Lakawe Lakes, then you'll definitely love Elysia and will want to pick a piece in Elysia as well. So we'll take a pause at this time and then we'll open the floor for questions and answers. Thank you very much once again for giving us the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon on these two initiatives that we've created for Nigerians. You can also drop your questions in the chat box and we can unmute and take questions as well. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Rafe. It's time for question. Please do ask your question for clarity. For those who are interested in MREIF and Elysia, please, it's time for question. Thank you.
Blessing, two hands are up. We need to unmute and respond to, and have them ask their questions. I think there's Mr. Bright and there's someone else. So if you're able to unmute.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bright. Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you to all the various speakers, beginning with Madam Ebo, Blessing, and Raphael. This is quite interesting. Let me just concern myself with the Elysia. For the Elysia, you gave the unit price per square meter, and then you went ahead to say for 600 or 1,000, as the case may be. That's good enough. For me, I like looking at the holistic view. The development is the plan for the development is fantastic. On the drawing board, it looks good. I had invested in one of Mr.'s pioneer real estate properties in Edo State. It started like this. It was all brilliant ideas and up to date. That they had to divest. To no fault of theirs, I understand. Okay, but so things like this, I always want to have a clarity. Looking at what one has suffered in time past. So for this Elysia, how are you? What's your function here? Are you just selling the plot, or you are also after selling the plot, you want to be part of those developing, or is going to be solely developed by you, so that we'll have a roadmap if we're interested. We'll now look at it stage-wise as, okay, from start to finish, this is what we're looking at. That is what your presentation didn't quite speak to, sir.
Okay, sir. So for Elysia, what we're providing is a service plots. So you buy your plots and then you build, whatever you want to build. We've shown you the specifications of those buildings as well. If we could go to slide, let me see, I think slide, just to show you, just to show what can be built. 1 second, sir. So if we can show you from slide 40, from slide 40. So what we're providing is the service plot, And then on that service plot, you would have all the infrastructures that is required. I think it's important that we also, before we show you slide 40, it's important that we show you 1 minute, sir. Just 1 minute. I'm trying to confirm whether that's okay. Slide 30. It's important that we show you slide 30 before we show you slide 40. So on slide 30, you would see all the amenities that are coming with the land that we're delivering, right? So you have the road, you have the power, you have the drainage, you have the sewage, the water, security, street lights. All you're just doing is build and plug in, right? That's all you're doing. So you build and you plug in. So for us, we're providing all the infrastructure. It is our land. It's ARM's land. The one in Edo State, it was in partnership with the government. Likewise, the one in Rivers as well was a partnership with the government. But the one in Lagos that we're doing in Lagos, just similar to the Lakawe Lakes Golf and Country Home Estate, it's our land. It's owned by ARM. It has a C of O. So we're not divesting. We're only providing that opportunity to clients, and then they will have their own title of ownership of that land. So they can decide to have their own C of O of that land, exempting them from ARM's ownership completely, which is also allowed as it's been done in our other estates like the Beachwood, the Lakawe Lakes Golf Country Home Estate itself, Adiva, Townsville, and the rest of those developments that we have. So the difference between this one and that of Edo State was that the Edo State one was a partnership with the government, and all we had to do there was just to build and develop and then exit. Likewise, the one in Rivers State as well. But this one is our own land. We own about 1,555 land bank in that axis, and we haven't developed half of it yet, because all we're doing is to build a city that is 4 times bigger than Victoria Island, and this is one of the developments, in that city. I don't know if that answers your question, sir. Before we go to the next person.
Mr. Rafe, sorry, you answered it. You left out the A part, so that's
okay.
clear.
What's that, sir?
So the A part is what are we looking at? Minimum amount for the plots available, and then timelines for the development. I hope you guys have, like you said, standard specifications such that anybody that we don't just have mixed buildings and all forms and shapes.
Okay, Louis, if you could go to slide 40. So the price, like I mentioned earlier, is 350,000 naira per square meters. That's the price we're selling now for phase 1, which is fast running out. So the development for the residential on 600 square meters is what you can see on the screen. This is what is approved for residential. It's going to be on 3 floors. It's a single family dwelling unit with service quarters integrated. So you can decide you can have up to 3 floors. You can decide if you don't want to have up to 3 floors. I mean, it's fine. And then all your parking is required to be within your plot space. So if you're buying a 600 square meters, for instance, ensure that parking is within that space. You're not parking on the road, right? And we're not providing a central parking. So all your parking should be there. There's 900 square meters. There's 1,200 square meters. So it's open to the buyer to to decide on which of the plots sizes that they're interested in. Development infrastructure, like I said, we're releasing in phases. Phase 1 is what we're selling at the moment. And we hope that by the time we're done with phase 1, before we finish selling phase 2, we would have completed the infrastructure requirements for phase 1 so that everybody that bought in phase 1 will be able to begin to build. And then that's how we move on, from one phase to the other. I don't know if I've been able to then cover your question now, sir, considerably.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir. So Louis, if you go to the next slide, it's just to show what can sit on the mixed use, and then the one after is what can sit on the commercial. So this is the mixed use area. Maximum you can go here is 4 to 5 floors. On the ground floor, you can have your commercial bit on the ground floor, which could be plazas, food courts, indoor, farmers markets, crèche, gym, offices, residential spaces will then be on the second and the third floor. So you can have cafes as well on the ground floor. But you can't go beyond, 5 floors here. And then if you go to the next slide, Louis, on the commercial bits, you can have up to 7 floors. But these are strictly commercial areas. So office spaces, plazas, eatery, gym, and supermarket is what is allowed in this space. We can take the next question now. Please, sir, you can unmute, I believe, and you can ask your question. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks, Mr. Ralph and the team.
Yes, sir.
A
Thank you,
couple
sir.
a couple of questions from me, but I will start from the financing.
Okay.
You mentioned the mortgage rates, right? I think you said 9%, right?
9.75, yes, sir.
Okay, so is there possibility of a revision to this midway?
Yes, so when we started in April, we started at 12%, and it was reviewed recently to 9.75. And this will also impact the people that started at 12%. So yes, there might still be possibility, but where we are today is 9.75.
Okay. Do you know what drives that? So when it comes down, it's good for us, right? But when it jumps up, is where the worry can be. What are the factors that can cause that jump? Or what is it tied to?
So it's about feedback, and the thinking behind it is to make it affordable to Nigerians. So our sponsors are Ministry of Finance Incorporated. We are the fund managers. It's us sitting down with them to say, can we further look at this and see what we can do? And when we begin to see those opportunities, because for us as well, the money that we raise is a little from the government and majority from private investors, right? So we also need to look for opportunities to be able to make money for private investors. And if we see that we're meeting our target, then the onus is on us to be able to speak to our sponsors and see how we can continue to make this affordable and comfortable for Nigerians. So that's essentially what has been driving it. We don't see any reason why it would go up. Rather, what we're trying to look at is to see how we can further push it down for it to be more beneficial to Nigerians and cost effective for Nigerians. That's essentially what we're looking at. Recently as well, the initial contribution amount that we started with was 20%. But recently as well, we've been able to also see how we can bring that down to 10% to also make it comfortable and convenient for Nigerians. So we don't see any reason why that will go back up to 20. Neither do we see the reasons why the 9.75 that we're at today will go back to 12.
Thank you. My other question will be, is there a provision for accelerated repayment? Or once you're locked in, you're locked?
Oh, yes. I mean, so the risk assessment framework that we work with is the banks, and they accept, if the if the room is there for you to make accelerated payments, they would accept it and then refinance, restructure the payment plan, so that you can continue to make your payments month on month. So yes, there's room for that. And then once that is done, you can request that you need to restructure your payback period, and that will be considered as well.
Okay, let me just ask the remaining two, so you answer once. You can attend to others.
That's fine.
Is there any known issue to resell? What I'm trying to say is, any impediment to ease of reselling for those who are on the side also using that for their business? And second one is there a way there can be a visit to any of your existing projects here in Lagos?
Yes, my answer to the two questions are yes. You can resell. It's a mortgage facility, as long as that ensures that you're able to pay off, or it depends on how the bank, because it's the bank at the end of the day that you would be dealing with. It depends on how the bank structures it. But yes, I have seen that happen, and I've seen it work for people. So that is a yes to that question. In terms of visitation to our project, yes, once we're notified, we make provisions and we take you on a tour to all our projects so that you can see how serious we are in terms of our development. And I'm sure you would always find them interesting when we visit.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your question. Please unmute and ask your questions. I think this is Mr. Henry.
Yes, Henry. Good morning from this side, and thanks a lot. First, I think this is a good and helpful idea. First of all, I think also a good idea on the phased development, because I think that by the time infrastructure is ready and all of those things in phase one and people start moving in, that should drive phase two and phase three on like that. So I think part of what has hampered some projects is that some people have paid their money for 4 or 5 years and we're waiting for everybody to be on before we start doing any infrastructure development, and people get frustrated. So I think it's a good idea that for those who key into phase one, they begin to see something, and by the time you advertise phase 2 and 3, others will see the serious work going on. Absolutely. So well done. A good part of my questions were asked by previous speakers and answered. Just the one on the MREIF, just a bit around that. In terms of accessing that, I joined a bit late, so my fault. But what's the process for accessing that? If I just hear that quickly, I'll be fine.
Okay, sir. So for MREIF, what we've done is to create a platform which you can access through www.mreif.com.ng. When you go on that platform, you register. When you register, you take the eligibility test. It shows you the properties that have been uploaded by some developers on the site. If you don't find any of those properties interesting, you can get your own property and upload on the site and get approval in line with specifications that is required. Once you do that, you get an offer letter from whoever is selling to you. You take the offer letter to any of the eligible financial institutions that we're working with, about 10 of them, which we showed on the screen earlier. Stanbic, Access, Union Bank, Providence Bank, Globus Bank, Infinity Mortgage, AG Mortgage, Home-Based Mortgage, any of those institutions, FCMB, Wema Bank, you can take the offer letter to them. They will show you their requirement as well. Once you meet their requirement, they disburse to whoever is selling to you. Experience so far is that maximum period of 1 month, people have received this funding and they've moved into their new homes or decided, or whatever they've decided to do with that opportunity. So that's the process essentially. You can walk up to any of the EFIs as well and tell them that you're here for the MREIF initiative, and they will also guide you accordingly. I hope that helps, Mr. Henry. Thank you.
Yeah,
sir.
Thanks a lot. I just gave you a
Thank you
thumbs
very
up.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's take the question from Mr. David, I think. Yes, Mr. David. You can unmute now, sir, and ask a question. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, good afternoon all. Apologies, I joined really late. One question is, are you going to share your slides? And the second question is, the structure you showed, are they specific to your project? Must we build something similar, or you can build design of your choice? Also, on the mortgage, when you want to restructure your mortgage, is it considered on a monthly rate or on a daily rate according with the interest the bank are providing? Is the mortgage structured on a daily interest rate or monthly or yearly? Those are the few questions I have, and I can liaise with Louis once this presentation is over as well.
All right, sir. First question about the slides. Yes, we will release the slides. We'll share the slides with you. The second question about the building type. So what we're only particular about with regards to the approval is the number of floors. The design is yours. Whatever is Whatever you feel is befitting to whatever taste of yours, so that's fine. But the number of floors is what we're particular about in the different zoned areas. So for residential, for the mixed commercial and the full-time commercial areas, it's the number of floors that is important to us. But in terms of the design, that is up to you on how you want your home to be designed. With regards to the mortgage, to the best of my knowledge so far, it's monthly, although the rate is annual, and then that's paid monthly. So the 9.5 is annual, but it's broken down into monthly payment through the banks. But I also believe that with your relationship with the bank, you can as well discuss with them on what you're comfortable with, and if that works with their framework, I believe that that would be approved. But what I've seen so far, from what we've disbursed, it's been monthly payment. I believe that answers your question, sir.
Yes, just one more thing. Is
Okay,
there
sir.
any maintenance fees already in place, or that will be later?
Sorry, say that again, sir.
Is there any maintenance fee or service charge on the estate when it's fully operational, or that will
For the
be
Elysia
later?
estate, oh yes, there would definitely be service charge, but that has not been decided yet. It's to be determined. But there'll definitely be service charge, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Any other question? Mr. Henry, your hand is still up. Was it from the last time? Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think we have one more hand up. This is Mr. Frank. Please unmute and ask your question. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Frank, please ask your question. Hello, sir. We can't hear you if you're speaking. Oh, you're muted now, so you can speak. But we can't hear you if you're speaking. It's muted again. Perhaps there's a network challenge on that side. Okay, we can take Dr. Richman. Dr. Richman, we can take Dr. Richman. Please unmute Dr. Richman. Please unmute, sir, and ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, I just got this link sent to me just now, and I just joined. I don't know if the intention to send the documents concerning this opportunity that I can study, because I don't know which question to ask and what not, because I didn't participate in the presentation. But my wife just sent me this link and just joined now.
Okay, so we can share the document with you, but essentially what we're talking about are just two initiatives from ARM. The first is a mortgage opportunity that we're in partnership with the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, which is to provide mortgage to Nigerians, long-term mortgage to Nigerians at 9.75% with an equity contribution of 10% for the home of your choice. Half of that mortgage disbursement is 100 million at the moment. Well, we're hoping that that might be increased at some point, but the cap is 100 million at the moment, and payment period is about 20 years as well. Home of your choice, location of your choice is what this program is about, and it's a ₦1 trillion program in terms of the mortgage disbursement. So that's on one side. The second side is that we also discussed one of our premium developments in real estate along the Lekki axis, which is close to the Lakawi Lakes Golf and Country Home Estate. It's called Elysia, a 14-hectare development that has mixed use, commercial, full commercial and residential as well. for Nigerians, for prospective clients within that space. All infrastructure needs are provided in this estate. It's a new development we started selling to the public, discussing with the public in June. And we're selling in phases. So we're selling phase 1 at the moment at 350,000 naira per square meters. All infrastructure requirements are provided in the estate. All you need to do is purchase your land and plug into those infrastructure opportunities, into those infrastructure amenities that have been provided. So that's essentially what it is, but we'll share the document with you, which will provide more details.
Okay. Which means if I have interest in any particular property located anywhere in Nigeria, I can, you guys can fund the
You can take the mortgage, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
At 9.5.
9.75%.
9.75.
Yes, sir.
That sounds nice. How long does it take for this from start to actually
conclude and get disbursement?
Get disbursement. How long does it take?
From what we've seen since we launched, it's maximum 1 month, provided that all requirements are made available.
Like what and what are we looking at?
So we're working with the banks.
Let's take it, for instance, I want to buy a property of about 60 million. What would it take to get that property acquired?
Okay, I'm trying to slide 13, Louis. If you could go to slide 13, I think that would help doctor's question better. Okay, so we've created a platform. The platform you can access via www.mreif.com.ng. So when you get to that platform, you register, you take the eligibility test. It shows you the properties that have been uploaded on the site. If you don't find any of those properties interesting, you can, slide 13, Louis. If you don't find any of those properties interesting, you can source for your own property and upload on the site. You get approval for that, get an offer letter, which you take to the financial institutions that we're working with. They would ask you for certain documents to provide. Once you provide those documents,
are you responding to me?
Sorry, sir, are you there?
I actually got disconnected by the network, so I didn't even get any of the things you're saying. As soon as I finished my question, I got lost. I just got connected.
Louis, can you move to the next slide? Sorry, 1 second, sir. I'm trying to.
Okay.
Slide 10. Go to slide 10. Okay, just leave it here. Okay, so I was saying that we created a platform. That platform you can access through www.mreif.com.ng. When you get to that platform, the first thing is for you to register. When you register, you take the eligibility test. Now, from the results of the eligibility test, it would show you some properties that have already been uploaded on the site by different developers. Now, if you don't find any of those properties interesting, you can source for your own property and upload on the site, right? And get approval if it meets the necessary criteria. Now, when you get approval for that property, you get an offer letter. That offer letter is what you take to one of the eligible financial institutions that we work with today, about 10 of them. They will now give you the documents, a list of the documents that they require. Please, can you go back to that slide? So if you look at this on the screen, it just shows you some of the documents that they would require. Now, if you're able to provide all of these documents, they carry out their own risk assessment test on the property, and then they get approval for you, and then the disbursement is done. You know, all we do is we manage the fund, and we pay the funds to the eligible financial institutions, who in turn then pay to whoever you're getting the property from. So that's the process.
The owner of the property.
Yes,
Okay.
they pay to the owner of the property, yes.
Okay.
So that's the process, sir.
All right.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, fine.
We have 4 more minutes to
I would
close
like
out.
to get the document, the link.
Yeah, we'll share that with you, sir. We'll definitely share that with you.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, Rafael.
All right, thank you
Can
so
you
much.
please look?
Blessing,
Can
please
you
go ahead.
please look at the chat box?
The link is already there, you mean?
I thought there were questions for the chat box.
I can see the link. Can we have this presentation sent to our party? Yes, well, it's a project confirmed it's land that is sold and not built. Yes, it's land that is sold. I'm responding to Mr. Frank's question. Not buildings for the MREIF project. Can the developer also consider bringing to other state capitals instead of concentrate? For MREIF, you can get your property from anywhere in the country. You're not limited to Lagos State for MREIF. That's the mortgage program, right? Is any location in the country. So we funded people in Nasarawa and Adamawa. It's any location in the country. Please confirm you share the presentation. Yes, we will share the presentation. How transparent is the MREIF process and timelines? That's why we created the digital platform, so that you can go there and apply from end to end without even looking for any one of us. The other question here is, will the presentation be shared? Yes, we will share the presentation afterwards. Slide movement, not catching up with the presentation parks. We're sorry about that. There's audio. The session starts in 3 minutes. We're giving, okay, so when we started. Good morning, no audio. Okay, so I think I've responded to all the messages in the chat. All right, so the link is there in the chat. You can test that out. That's the MREIF link. You can test that out. It's there in the chat. Thank you very much, everyone, once again, for taking our time to be with us this afternoon. And we hope that, the information that we've given you this afternoon are quite meaningful and insightful and will help you make informed decisions. And hopefully they will be able to support your investment plan going forward into the future.